now welcome to the practice today. It will be about acceptance in the form, but also to connect a little bit more deeply with ourselves by accepting, and perhaps by being a bit more open to whatever occurs. To begin with, I've only placed the standard props around me, such as the block and the blanket. So feel free to have them or don't. And then change your way down onto the floor, coming into a lying down position. Your choice is, as usual, whatever is comfortable for you, lying down on the back, knees bent, legs straight. All of these are beautiful options to choose, and finding a way to wiggle and be comfortable. Just taking a few breaths or a little bit of time for movement so that you do become comfortable. Some of you might have their hands currently resting on the body. If it's okay for you to let them drop out to the sides, please do. It symbolizes more that gesture of being open. Only when we are open can we work to accept whatever needs to be accepted. You might see these hands as your symbols for openness. You could even take a mental look into the hands and what you're holding there. It might be beauty that you find. As you allow yourself to be mentally present, and perhaps even choose to notice what arises around our topic of openness and acceptance today. If it's comfortable and your legs are out long, you could keep it like this. For deeper breathing, I prefer my knees bent, the feet on the floor, but this is a personal choice, so please make yours. And then begin with the longer exhalation, just breathing out. And then breathing in smoothly and slowly. You might allow to add a count of 4 to this breath, an exhalation for 4, an inhalation for 4. And deliberately not counting today, as the counting can be at your pace, so you find comfort in this deeper breath. Perhaps your count is a 4 on exhale and inhale. As you settle into the breath, please stay present and perhaps use the count to do so. A complete balance between the out breath and the in breath. Some of repeat 1. Stay with this for a few more breaths. You might remain with the breath just as it is, or you could begin to explore the pauses between the breath. After the exhale and after the inhale. If it is right for you, you can extend these pauses also to that same count of 4. However, if you find the pause after the exhalation very challenging, you could shorten the count. You can also leave it out altogether. If you shorten the count, match the hold after the in-breath to that count. So you're now breathing out and holding, then breathing in and holding. If If you need a visual, you can start visualizing a box and take these 4 components of your breath as you travel along the sides of the box. The sum of Riti 2 or the box breath. Please keep that moving for a few rounds. On your next exhalation, rest the breathing practice of pranayama and return to a natural flow of breath, allowing openness to notice what occurred and what might have changed within yourself. You can then hold your upper body position with your arms a little bit away from the body, or even lift them a little bit further up to your sides, up to you. But if your legs are out long, stepping the feet down onto the ground, releasing any extension from the back, and beginning with gentle head rolling. When you inhale, turn the head to one side, and the exhale, bring it into the center. And keeping your head turning together with a slow flowing breath. When you next come into the center, release that neck movement, center the head so you're looking up towards the ceiling. And as you next exhale, lift your arms up over the chest, perhaps touch the palms of the hands, maybe join the forearms. And for the inhale, open the arms again fully or cactus style, your choice. And with the exhale, join palms or forearms to over the chest. And in breath to open the front and your arms. And out breath to close. If you feel this flows nicely for you, you could continue just as it is right here and now, bringing movement through the arms and shoulders. Or you could start on this out breath to lift your upper body as you join palms and or forearms. Two more breaths from here. Then bringing your arms back to a rest. Flexing the right foot, but leaving your heel on the ground. Turn the palms of the hands to the floor. Ground your upper body and slide the right heel out on the mat as you take a breath in. Then point the same foot, and as you breathe out, bring the knee up towards the chest, perhaps even give it a hug and a squeeze. Then release the arms down, flex the foot, land the heel, and breathe in to extend the leg back out over the mat, trying to be as solid and stable in the rest of the body as possible. Point the foot, Bring the knee up. Perhaps give the knee a squeeze into the chest. Repeating, land the heel down, foot flex, arm by the side, stabilize, and breathe in to extend the leg out long onto the mat. Pointing the foot, out by extra option, hugging your nose up towards the knee. We'll repeat that again, arms by the sides, land your heel, in breath to extend. Point the foot, out breath to hug in or even lift out. One more round. Keeping the knee hugged in, landing the head down if it was lifted. If available, extend your left leg out. Becoming into a gentle twist, the opposite hand towards the knee, the other arm rolls out, shoulder stays grounded. Take your knee across the body. If rolling of the head came easy to you, could also turn the head. Keeping shoulder down and supporting your knee in this twist. Rolling down onto the back, stepping right foot down, stepping left foot back down, returning arms along the sides, perhaps realigning your spine on the floor. Flexing the left foot, leaving the heel on the ground. A breath in to slide the leg out long, nice and stable, strong in your torso area. Then point the foot, and as you breathe out, bring the leg back in, perhaps hugging the knee actively with your hands towards the chest. Flex the foot, land the heel, arms by the side, stabilize your body, and breathe in to slide the heel to extend your leg out long. Point the foot. As you bring the leg up, take a breath out, perhaps embracing the knee and drawing it in towards your chest. Flex the foot again, arms by the sides, breathing in to extend out. Pointing, and exhale to draw in, and the extra option begins to raise the nose up towards the knee if that is for you. Land the head, land the heel, breathe in, hold steady while extending the leg. Point, and as you breathe out, bring back in, perhaps bring the nose back up. One more round. Land, stabilize, inhale, extend. Exhale, still stable, hugging in, perhaps the nose to the knee. Keep the knee hugged into the chest. Let the upper body land on the mat. If available, let the right leg extend out long. Gentle twist. Opposite hand remains on the knee. The other arm goes out. And exhale to guide the knee across the body. Same here. Please support that leg and keep the shoulder down. Then rolling gently again onto your back. You might land both feet down. Let the arms relax. And perhaps become aware again of the openness that you're displaying in your upper body, in the hands and the arms. Maybe one deep breath in and out. Before you roll over to one side. And then coming to join me in a seated position. Now I've taken the block from the side of the mat to sit upon. My choice is an easy pose. If this is comfortable for you, please join in. As usual, you can have any other seated position that helps you lengthen the spine and makes your seat as effortless as possible. Bringing the fingertips upon the shoulders. Take a breath in, push your heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, perhaps lift the gaze. Then raise the elbows up, Rotate them forward, touch them even if possible as you breathe out and round your spine. Then draw back, start rising from your heart, breathing in. So we're circling the shoulders, using elbows to expand and round into the spine on the out breath when the elbows might meet. Let's repeat that. Breathing in to open wide and out to find a rounded position. 2 more rounds here. Nice, slow, deep breathing, accompanying the movement expansion into the upper torso. Once you've completed the rounds, hold it, round it, reach the hands towards the knees or your thighs, depending on your seat, and begin to circle. Exploring now a lower body movement. The same here, instead of wildly circling, be present. Take in any discomfort, any comfort that might come through the movement. Then allow yourself to center the body, rise back up tall in your spine, let your shoulders soften down, and gently begin to turn towards the front leg or a chosen side. Fingertips might land behind, hand could reach to the opposite knee, but your sitting bones are deeply grounded, you're centered. Then take the hand from the front lightly behind the back. If you're in an easy pose, you might change the legs. Hands can, of course, help with that motion. And then shuffling yourself back into a comfortable spot. Fingertips meeting shoulders again. Perhaps joining the elbows at the front or bringing them close. Now lifting the elbows up as you lift the heart. Take a deep breath in to open them. And then circle down and forward, rounding into the spine as you breathe out. Inhaling to lift elbows, heart, gaze. Exhale, squeeze back and down, round the spine, meet the elbows. 3 more. As you breathe in, rise, open the front. With the elbows, join back in. 2 more rounds, deep full breath. You completed. Again, hold that rounded position. Bring the hands towards the knees or the thighs and start to circle in the other direction. Unsure, do what you usually do and then reverse. Same here. Rather than doing postures or movements, be there. See what you need to accept or can receive. Finding back to the center as you might lift your spine up tall, let shoulders come back into ease. And gently turning to the other side, fingertips might land again behind. You could reach towards the other leg as you're turning lightly. Finding perhaps an easy twist. Turn to the front as you soften the shape. And you might like to bring both feet out to one side. If you prefer to roll over the ankles, that's another option. Taking any props out from underneath and finding an all-4 stance on your mat. The knees might like to have a little bit of cushioning if that is for you. Hands could be on fists or wide spread out. Tops of the feet might be on the ground. We start with an outburst to round into the spine, Vidalasana cat position. An in-breath to return to a neutral or a back bend, lifting the tail and the gaze. And we'll repeat that for 2 rounds. Breathing out to round. Inhaling to open. Out to round. And one more inhale to open. Then find your neutral spine and support on the mat. With your next in-breath, raise the right leg up behind. Point its toes, find strength in your arms. So keep arms strong and supported. While you breathe in, could you swing the leg out to the side, have a little look at the foot. And with the exhale, swinging the leg across and maybe doing the same here. Finding space in your side body. Breathe in, swing the leg out to the side. Exhale, take it across the back body. Keep moving your upper body with it as you squeeze into the side of the waist on one side and lengthen on the other. When you come to the next time that the leg swings across, you might rest the top of the foot down. This could be sufficient for you to simply stay here and look down towards the foot, feeling into the side extension. Some of you might like to slide that foot back, and if your knees and hips allow you, even sit towards the heel and surrender over the front leg. As I said, you could still be standing on your hands at this point, finding the variation that is for you. And even if you're kneeling and surrendering, could you start to look back towards the foot, finding more space in your right side? We'll slowly return to all fours from any kneeling variation, raising the leg up behind on a breath in, and then bringing the knee forward. Perhaps the foot lands there naturally, maybe you're helping it there. You might be on a block with your fingertips or on the floor, finding a length here in the spine for a kneeling lunge. An option to inhale and collapse your upper body, and an outburst to uncurl the spine. You could even choose to raise both arms up or rest them at your heart center. An inhale, and exhale to land the hands and also the knee back down, returning onto your all four stance. Take a big breath out and round the spine to neutralize, finding a long back. Lifting the left leg up behind, pointing out to the toes. Find the strength in both of your arms, hold that, and inhale to swing the leg out while you aim to look at the foot. On the exhale, swing the leg across, and maybe you can see the toes here too. Breathing in to swing to the side. Exhaling to come across. Repeating, inhaling, squeezing left, lengthening right. Exhaling, squeezing right, and lengthening left. One more round. Breathe in to swing open and out to come across. Now here's your choice. Top of the foot to the floor. Keep looking down towards the toes. Very beneficial for the sides of the body. And it stays like this, but you might be able to lean a little bit further back, land perhaps lower towards your knees, sinking towards the heel, and perhaps still looking over towards the toes. Whichever is your choice, support yourself and continue to breathe. Slowly finding your way back up onto your hands and knees. Lift the leg up behind you, breathing in. On the out breath, draw the knee in. Now help or land the foot forward. And you might start here again on blocks or fingertips. Lengthen the spine, find stability in the lunge. And in breath, you might collapse the upper body. And out breath to uncurl. And in breath to raise the arms, if that's for you, or rest them at your heart. Breathing in and out to release the hands. Tucking backside toes under, lift the knee and a step forward into Uttanasana. I'd like to stay here for a moment. Perhaps the outer edges of your feet are aligning. You could keep fingertips on the floor. Some might prefer to have them on a block. If it's possible, leave the head low. If you're managing blood pressure, keep the head halfway up. Knees might be bent. And where your hands are resting, leave the head hanging if that is for you, but lift the shoulders up, raise them away from the ears. Might even have an impact on how far you're folding forward. Allow yourself Uttanasana, the standing forward bend, for a few longer out breaths. One last long exhalation to hold. The breath in to bend your knees more. And a long out breath to uncurl the spine, to rise to standing. The shoulders a little shrug and a lift. And let your hands rest upon the hips. And taking a step back with the right foot, tramp track distance or hip distance. About a meter apart, the feet, and then bending into the front knee. Your hips are still looking forward. You're starting to squeeze the feet lightly toward each other, keeping a groundedness to the outer edge of the back foot. Once the foundation here is solid, you might bring the hands towards the heart. You could also choose to extend your arms up. Perhaps your palms stay touching. Maybe they separate for comfort of your shoulders. Your gaze either forward or looking upwards. Can you notice that you're still standing strong? Finding the inner strength to be open and accepting. With your next in-breath, you might straighten your front leg. Start to use more the ball of the front foot. And as you breathe out, could you bring your arms behind the back? Some might like a reverse prayer, fingers looking up. Others might hold to the elbows or the wrists. Lifting your heart and the gaze as you breathe in. Then use the ball of the front foot while you breathe out and start folding towards the front leg. Please keep that emphasis into the ball of the front foot and only lower to the point that is for you. As you press away with the front foot, you might even feel with the arms behind you the balance you could create there around your pelvis. Pyramid shape. With your next in-breath, bend the front knee again. Use the front foot to rise back up. Open the arms as you breathe in. Perhaps even thinking about the little bowls that your hands could represent to open and accept. Then release the arms and step back towards the front, finding a soft mountain pose. The hands might slide back onto the hips. To change sides, left foot steps back. Find again the tram track or hip distance between the feet. So the pelvis is looking right towards the front end of your mat. A subtle bend into the front knee. And then drawing the feet inwards, building a foundation, stability. So you can start opening up. Your choice here to touch the hands to the heart, connecting to this loving space. Or extending the arms upwards. Palms might stay touching, or the hands might separate if your shoulders prefer. Keep steadiness in your gaze and strength in your foundation. With the next inhalation, straighten the front leg. Start using the ball of the foot at the front and circle your arms back behind your back. Now the same choice, a reverse prayer won't change, but if you're holding onto the wrist or the elbow, change the arm on top. Breathe in now, lift your heart, maybe even chin and gaze. Feel strong in the front foot's ball and start to exhale and lower down over this leg. The elbows are back, the shoulders are back. Pressure is down into the ball of the front foot. You might feel your back balanced behind on your arms or hands. And all the strength that accompanies this forward fold. And inhale to bend the front knee, use the foot to rise back up to your warrior shape. An option to open the arms, bring the fingers close and have two balls on either side, where you are open to accept. Then release the arms and step the foot back towards the front. Find a moment just to wiggle and give your body an unstructured movement. Perhaps there's some tension left. As you find then a steady gazing point, shift the weight towards your left foot, raising the right knee. You can hold on if you like. Ankle might land on top of the thigh. Keep a flexion in this foot as you start to bend and lean a little bit forward. Your hands might be at your heart or rest somewhere towards knee or ankle. Some of you might sit even lower and potentially reach their fingertips towards the floor. If you're not reaching down to the ground, maintain the same length in your spine as you would for a chair pose or Karasana. And then a breath in, if it's possible. Lift the knee, maybe even your arms are coming up. And then land the foot down, release the arms, and return to the stability of a mountain pose. Changing sides, leaning weight to the right, lifting the left knee. Start with the flexed foot, place the ankle to the thigh, open the knee, and then start to bend the standing leg. Same here, hands can rest at the heart or you might place them to the knee, the ankle. But if this is your final choice here, staying upright, keep that length in the spine, unless you prefer to reach further down, intensifying the stretch, challenging your balance. Find your position, maintain the ankle flexion, hold. Then an in-breath. If you can, lift the knee, perhaps even your arms. Then land the foot and let the arms soften, coming back to the mountain shape. Perhaps you feel ready. I'm not even standing balance on both feet today. So perhaps your feet can join together without you falling over. If not, please keep the feet hip distance apart. You might take a deep breath in, extend your arms, maybe even the gaze comes up. And then bring the hands down to the heart while you begin to squeeze the knees lightly and bend the knees and the hips. Now we're actually coming into chair pose. With the knees here supporting each other, you might find more openness in your sitting bones, but keep lifting up from the pelvic floor area or Mula Bandha. Perhaps the palms press lightly together. Taking an exhale now, turning to your right. It's fine to stay up here. You've got the twist in the spine, but some of you might bend the knees, the hips more, and perhaps hook their elbow to the outside of the knees. Isn't any twists in a chair, be mindful that the knees stay next to each other. Twisted chair. And in breaths as you release the twist, use your feet, extend your body fully, and then bring the hands back down to the heart, returning to your chair pose by bending knees and hips again. Start with the straight chair, that little pressure between the knees and the palms of the hands. And then on an exhale, begin to turn to the left. You can hold this floating. There's enough tension to keep you here in the twist, but you could bend a bit more into hips and knees and hook the elbow to the outside of the knee if it gets there. A little pressure between the two and the palms of the hands, while your knees stay right next to each other. Let's inhale and come forward to reach the arms towards a chair pose. And then exhale and fold down over the thighs. You might now wiggle your feet a little bit apart and soften once more to the standing forward bend. Perhaps it's a more relaxed forward bend this time, the knees soft and your fingertips brushing around the feet. A little sway in the body. Then bring your hands down, step the knees down onto the ground, and you might now land on the front of your body. Forehead could rest down, elbows might spread out onto the floor, the thumbs might align with the height of your eyes, tops of the feet into the ground. Then inhale to push into the hands, draw the elbows in and bring them underneath the shoulders or a bit further forward if the back bend is challenging. As you ground to the tops of the feet, your legs remain active, the knees perhaps a bit off the ground. The pubic bone might press down and the heart could reach forward. Depending on your mobility, feel into the sensations. Your shoulders are at ease, but there might be even a stretch actively through the front of your body. Swings pose. Inhaling. Exhaling, spread the elbows out. Land again onto the mat. Slide the hands back to under the shoulders. Breathe in, lift yourself up to the hands and the knees. Perhaps grab a blanket or roll up the end of the mat. Finding a sitting position. Extending both legs out the front. Bending your right knee. Sole of the foot might come to upper inner thigh or somewhere along the leg. An option to use a block under the knee if more comfortable or supportive. Bringing fingertips down, draw the straight leg back, bend the knee and flex the foot. Use the fingertips into the floor to sit effortlessly upright. And then walk, sway, or lean forward. Perhaps the belly attaches to the thigh first before you lower the head. It's okay to keep a hold of the floor, of the leg, of the foot, whatever it's within reach. And over if you're out by smudge, you even choose to extend your left leg further. Stay with the head to knee pose or Jana Shirshasana for a few breaths. Same as in all forward bends, you might lengthen your out breath. As you breathe in, lengthen the spine again. As you breathe out, walk the hands back up towards you, helping your knee up as you place the foot down, inside or outside of the leg. Some of you might even choose to bend the lower leg. Please only keep it bent if you manage to sit off the heel, so on your sitting support, so the pelvis is grounded. Keep a hold of the knee in front of you and lengthen the spine. And then slide your right hand fingertips behind and gently twist to the left. You can intensify this twist by wrapping the elbow around the knee, bringing it in closer, taking the arm to the outside of the leg, or even binding through the leg behind the hand at the back. Breath directed towards the diaphragm, letting your belly move in and out. And in breath to turn the head forward. And however far you round yourself up, unwind, extending both legs back out to the front. Perhaps there's a little shuffle here to find comfort. Then bending the left knee. Options, foot to upper inner thigh or along the inside of the leg. Perhaps there's a block that you use underneath the knee. Then bend the leg, draw the foot a little bit in, flex the toes up to the ceiling, use fingertips to lengthen the spine. And then on the out breath, folding. Belly to the thigh, then perhaps the head towards the knee. Where your hands hold on is a matter of what feels best. Floor, leg, foot. As you hold here, Janushirshasana, lengthening the outwards. These postures or stretches help to open your body. But sometimes it takes you to accept where you're at to actually gain the benefits. Next breath, lifting out halfway, walking, sliding the hands back. As you come up, help the knee, place the foot down, keep it there or step it across the leg, or perhaps even bending the lower leg. Same applies here, only bend the leg if you're able to stay seated on your support and the heel is out from underneath you. No matter the choice that you make, pull yourself up on the knee that you're facing. Then slide the left hand fingertips behind and begin on your outburst to turn. Same choices here. You can keep a hold, embrace the knee and hug it in closer. Take the arm across or even bind underneath the leg. Keeping yourself upright or using fingertips and perhaps the leg at the front. Maintain a steady focus by breathing into the thigh, letting your breath arrive in the abdominal region. Next inhale, turn the head to the front, and on your out breath, unravel again. You might briefly extend both legs out, give them a little bit of a movement. Now, if you do have a wall space that you can use for the rest of the practice, that would be ideal. The whole practice is possible just on the mat. If you're practicing on the mat, please have the block down by the side of you. If you're choosing a legs up the wall position, and this is only to start with, you could cushion your upper body with the blanket. This is optional. And you could sit with the side of the hip towards the wall. Then roll onto your back and bringing your legs up the wall. If you choose to practice on the mat, please roll down onto your back. As mentioned, have the block within reach. You might also cushion your upper body with a blanket. Now, instead of staying legs up the wall to start with, suggestion is to place the feet down hip distance onto the mat or onto the wall. Your arms in both cases are down along the sides of the body, the palms of the hands touching the mat. Now, while you breathe in, start to lift your hips up into the air for a bridge. And when breathing out, rolling the spine back down onto the floor. So that is the same on the wall or on the mat. The breathing in to lift the hips up, rolling the spine off the ground. And on the out breath, rolling the spine back down. If this movement is for you, please repeat it another 3 breaths. Rolling through the spine for a bridge variation or Siddha Bandha Savasana. When you complete it, and there's absolutely no rush, you can do this movement as slowly as it feels most nourishing. Once you have completed the movement, however, if your legs are up the wall, land the hips, extend the legs against the wall and come into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall pose. If you are on the ground, you might raise your hips once more, just to bring a block flat or even halfway up underneath you. Take it just underneath the sacrum so the rest of the spine is safe and ready to relax. You might keep the hands on the block while lifting your feet off the ground and then perhaps also extending the legs. If the block is solid enough, relax your arms. We might all have just a little movement and squeeze our toes or wiggle them. And perhaps moving the feet and the ankles mindfully rather than quickly. And just noticing what your feet actually need. They have supported you in the standing postures, preparing you for being open, accepting whatever comes your way. Eventually pause the movement and relax into the shape. If you are on a block, bring the hands perhaps back towards it for support. Then let's all bend the knees in towards the chest and pause there for a moment. Feeling how the energy changes, points of gravity change. And if you're on the wall, then roll to your favorite side. If on your back, land your feet down onto the ground. Then lift the hips to remove the block and come to land back on the mat. Now, if you're resting on your side, push yourself back and join everybody else in either constructive rest, feet wide, knees dropping in, lying on your back, or a full Shavasana with your legs out long or supported by a bolster. Please take your time to get there. Have your measures of comfort near you, cushioning, blankets. And although our mudra, the bowls in the hands, Pushpaputta mudra, is usually with the hands joined, I will leave you for a moment with just the fingers joined, the arms open, the bowls that are your hands facing upward. Resting like this, having a bowl on each side, looking up towards the ceiling or the sky. Becoming aware of this openness. That we can attract when we are open is only what is already within ourselves. Which is why mental and emotional hygiene is very important. We all deal with negative feelings or what we perceive as such, at least occasionally arising within us. But we can come to terms with them and transform them at any time we choose. It's part of our learning process. The open hands, representing openness. Only when we are open can we enrich the world. And only with an open mind and an open soul can we receive consciousness giving to us. Rest for a moment in this openness, creating perhaps a sense of acceptance. You may now choose to remain exactly as you are, restful on your back, and please stay there if it's uncomfortable for you to continue seated. If you would like to continue seated, disturb yourself as little as is possible to join me in a seated position. Once you're there, bring the hands back into a bowl on each side. If you're resting, keep them like this. But if you're seated, you might join these two bowls on the side of your little fingers. With that, the bowls might be floating there around your abdominal area, so your elbows and shoulders are relaxed. You could even choose for a moment to look into the bowl. But eventually, as you keep the hold of this mudra, you might close your eyes again. Imagine a flower sitting there, right in the palms of your hands. Whatever flower you might see there sitting for yourself. You might then, on each in-breath, envision golden rays coming from the universe. They embody love, warmth, joy, and peace. And through the open flowers, they flow into your innermost self. Letting yourself be filled through these flowers with the golden rays that bring you love, warmth, joy, and peace. Eventually, these golden rays that come through the flowers radiate their wealth through your heart and even expand this into the world as you breathe out. Each in-breath still brings the golden rays through the flowers to the heart, But your out breaths might expand that wealth through your own heart into the world. As you might feel this energy expansive within and around you, you could finish by silently repeating an affirmation, or even out aloud if the space allows you. I open myself to divine joy. Let myself be filled with it. I radiate it into the world through my heart. I open myself to divine joy. Let myself be filled with it. I radiate it into the world through my heart. I open myself to divine joy. Let myself be filled with it. I radiate it into the world through my heart. Please remain seated with your mudra. If you're lying down, you might gently join us in a seated position. Come back to your delicate bowls holding the flowers. And gently cupping the flowers with your hands as you bring them up towards the heart. Perhaps your thumbs as often touching the sternum, directing these energies and reminding yourself of the joy as we extend and bow toward each other. Namaste.